take a sip of my wine. I love wine. Alright guys, so welcome to my channel. It's my old channel, but it's actually now going to be my new channel, and the name's going to be Beauty in Nature. So I came up with a name because I am a licensed cosmetologist in LA. I do hair and makeup. I'm first for makeup and second hair. So that means I do more makeup than I do hair, but I also do both. And I also do natural hair for those of you that know me, but I'm also a newfound plant mom. Okay, so I was like, Beauty in Nature would be great. So I would basically want to introduce myself to those who do not know me and reintroduce myself as I feel like, I've grown as not only a person but as an artist and a woman. So it's more so rebranding myself, and I wasn't gonna make a video about it, but I was like, I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown of how this all became. My Dope Curls page got hacked about 3 months ago, and it was funny how that happened because I actually was writing last October in 2019 how I actually wanted to focus more on hair and makeup and less on dope curls, because I felt like I was losing myself, and I also felt like I was evolving and I was putting too much into something that I really didn't want to do for the long run. As an introduction to who I am, and so you guys really get to know me as a person, it's not going to take long, so just stay here for the ride. And I will definitely be sipping wine while I'm doing it because that's just me, okay? So I'm actually originally from Las Vegas, and I moved to LA in 2019. I went to cosmetology school in Las Vegas. I knew that after high school I really didn't want to go to college because I've always just been a very artsy person. I've always been a very artistic person, and I've always looked at things from a very artistic perspective. And so it's just, I just knew that college wasn't going to resonate with me, but ever since I was a kid, I would say that I would be an artist. To cosmetology school in 2009, and I mainly focused on hair. I decided to get my full cosmetology license because I actually want to own a salon, and the only way that you can own a salon is if you do the full cosmetology course. So during that time, I did hair, makeup, skin, and nails. So I'm licensed in all of those categories. During school, we actually had like a Michael Jackson type fashion show. We had a fashion show, and I decided to be Michael Jackson, but of course the woman version, the girl version, and I did my makeup, and it was so much fun. I literally correlated doing my makeup with painting, so that's when it clicked, and I was like, oh, I know what I want to do. I want to be a makeup artist. And this is when I was about I would say 19 or 20 years old. So I started practicing on my friends outside of school. I actually didn't even get my cosmetology license until I would say 3 years after I graduated, because of just some things that had happened when I was younger. I was partying a lot, and I never tested for it. So it was funny, 3 or 4 years later, I restudied, I tested for it, and no joke, you guys, I got a 75%, and that's the percentage you need to get in order to pass. So I was just very grateful for that. So during that time, I didn't get my cosmetology license. I was like, well, you know what, let me pursue makeup. So I did that, and my first makeup gig was in Macy's. It was a benefit counter. It was in Macy's, and it was at a benefit counter. And while I was there was a MAC there. There was a MAC in Fashion Show Mall, and I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna work at MAC because those girls and those boys are so lit, and that's where I belong. So I worked for benefit for about a year, and then I actually tried out for MAC, and I don't believe that I got it the first time around. I don't think I was hired the first time around. And so I worked at Sephora. So I worked at Sephora for about like a year, and I actually got let go because I made a comment I'll never forget. This lady was asking for a bronzer. And we didn't have the bronzer she was looking for, and I said, well, maybe you should go to MAC. That's not the best thing to say. So someone called me out, like in a meeting, someone called me out, and actually I didn't get let go. I actually just decided to, it was seasonal. So after the season was over, it was seasonal, and then I actually applied for MAC again. and I ended up getting it. So I worked for Mac for about 3 to 4 years, and during that time I learned so much about artistry. I met some great people. I met some great people. I also learned a lot of new techniques, and not only that, I learned about customer service, which is honestly, you guys, 70% of the game. You could be as talented as you want, but if your customer service is lacking, if you do not have customer service skills, I believe that you're not going to get as far as you can. So that's just like a little gem I wanted to throw out. So anyways, I worked at Mac. And while I was working at Mac, I started gaining my own clientele in Las Vegas, but my personal clientele. And I realized, I was like, wow, I'm making a lot more money getting my personal clientele, but a lot of times I couldn't take my clients because I was working for Mac. So then I went freelance with Mac, and I decided to do that. And you had to work a minimum amount of hours, so that was still a dedication or a commitment that I had to ask myself, can I really make that? And so it was, I believe, May 2017 when I decided to quit Mac fully, which was probably the scariest thing back then, was to quit Mac. I quit Mac and I went full-time freelance, and I went from there. So I was full-time freelance for about 2 years. And even though I'm from Vegas, I always knew that Vegas wasn't my home. I knew that I was either going to go to New York or LA, but first on my list was New York because they did a lot of high fashion, and they had just like top models and everything like that, and really great artists out there. So it was in 2018 that I actually decided, I was like, okay, I'm going to move either to New York or LA. And I was really going back and forth. And I just started doing a lot of research, and I was seeing what was conducive to my lifestyle, and LA was more of a better fit. And not only that, I actually started traveling to LA to work with like different people, and it was just so much fun to me and for me. And at first I hated LA. I was like, I would never move to LA. Like, LA is not for me. There's so much traffic. It's dirty. Like, it's just a lot that I wasn't used to. And I was like, your girl's not moving to LA. But then it started to grow on me. And that then became the scariest thing that I did, was to move from my hometown by myself to a place where I really didn't know anybody, to then basically start my career, in a sense, from scratch. So then I moved in June 2019. I saved $10,000, and then I moved in June 2019. And from then on, I've been working as a freelancer now in LA. So that is basically all of it in a sum. I will, if you guys want, I will do like part 2s, or I'll do videos of like what it's like to live in LA and everything like that. Just let me know with the comments down below. But I will say LA has been the best thing, and also the most transformative thing that's happened in my life. I've definitely grown so much from being here, and I still have a lot of growth to do, but I've grown as an individual. I've grown my confidence, which is number one, the biggest thing for me. And the ways that I've grown it are ways that I never thought that I would, and I think it's a beautiful thing. Definitely moving here has elevated me in my career, but not only my career, just me as an individual. So I wanted to give you guys a rundown of what I do out in LA and who I am. And mainly the work that I do is beauty work. So beauty work, and I'm usually on set, so commercial work as well. Beauty and editorial are the main things that I do. I work on TV shows, I work on commercials, I work on photo shoots, I work on weddings. I work with different brands creating campaigns, which is also very, very fun. I do classes out here, and I actually just started to get my studio ready, so I'll actually show you guys that when my studio is ready. But I basically just want to leave you guys with a message, and the message is there's so many things in life that are going to be scary. There's so many things in life that you're literally going to have to do, and while you're in the midst of doing them, you're going to be scared, and you're going to be crying, and you're going to have anxiety. But that is normal, and I'm going to tell you why it's normal. Because what you're doing is your brain is telling you, this is uncomfortable, because it's uncomfortable, I need you to stop. And what I'm telling you is this: because it's uncomfortable, uncomfortable, you need to go, because when you go and when you elevate and when you push yourself through the tears, through the fear, through all of that, you're going to get to the destination. And that is a lot more important than you staying stagnant in where you are. You know what I'm saying? And that's more important than you being true to yourself. And that's another thing that I'm learning. Happiness, your happiness is truly priceless. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did not want to make it long, but just know there are a lot more videos coming, and we're going to do beauty videos. We're going to do, I'm also going to do plant videos, and I'm also going to do lifestyle videos as far as spirituality is concerned and everything like that, but I want it to be focused on, I would say, lifestyle and beauty. Basically, that's what it is. So my name is Ellie Michel Beauty, and if you want to book with me at. And when you book with me, you receive this free gift. It is my personal branded bag, and it is a mascara as well. On the back, it says, "Walk in your royalty." That is my slogan. I believe that anyone that sits in my chair should feel like royalty, and you should be treated like nothing less than that. And don't forget, y'all, stay classy. And always walk in your royalty.